35 laps, no lift, no apologies. Welcome to the dirty old bastard. With the dust and the glow, old boots on the gas, nowhere left to go. Hands like leather, eyes locked in. You don't last as long if you don't know how to win. We've bent some frames, we've paid our dues, still chasing that high we refuse to lose. Sliding through the slick where the wild ones dwell. Right rear digging, hanging it out wide and fast. Ain't nothing clean about the dirty old bastards. From Eldora nights to the Charlotte clay, wheel to wheel just to make them pay. No favors here, no easy line. You earn your spot one lap at a time. We ain't here to fade, we ain't here to quit. Still throwing sliders, still sanding net. We're the dirty old bastards, still raising hell. Wide open throttle where the wild ones dwell. Right rear digging, hanging it out wide and fast. Ain't nothing clean about the dirty old bastards. Slide job coming, don't think twice. High side's faster if you roll the dice. One wrong move and you're in the fence. No lift, no fear, no common sense. We're the dirty old bastards, black dirt kings, still chasing that checkered flag it brings. Hammered down till the last lap's past. We ain't done yet, dirty old bastards. We're dirty old bastards. Where every lap tells a story.
We are live for qualifying here for the Dirty Old Bastards Arca Series first season here. Dirty Old Bastards, we easily cover the 360 sprints, 410 sprints on the dirt. First season, they're going to put a asphalt series together. We got about 19 drivers strong here. My name is Chris Murphy with DRSN. Thank you for joining us here tonight. We are anxious to get this underway. We've got J-Lo here, Jonathan Lowe in the 20 car. He was pretty quick in practice. Can he set the fast time in qualifying? We got about 5 minutes. Drivers are going to have 2 laps to set their best time. If you're not familiar with Kentucky Speedway, 1.5 mile racetrack here, kind of a triable like a lot of the other 1.5 mile speedways on the on the schedule for just about all the NASCAR races. Progressive banking, about 14 to 17 degrees. So you get down to the bottom of the racetrack, it gets a little bit flatter. You get up on the top, and you're going to see, even though the bottom's the fastest, the shortest way around the racetrack, it's not always the fastest way. If you get up on the top, get some momentum going, you're going to see some drivers drive off the top of the corner. Qualifying underway. Let's get some timing and scoring up here for you. See the fast time right now. Right now it's Chris Roberts at the top with a 38.41. Right behind him is J-Lo right there to 30.945. Matt Eddy right now in third to 31.109. That's their first lap, to see if anybody can improve here on their second lap. See if anybody can knock him off the top. Jeremy Zarfos, they jump on board here with him right now. He's down here in the fourth spot right now at the 31.128, just a little bit off the pace. Good looking number 2 car right there. Michael Tomlin going to move himself up into second at a 30.907, just right there behind Roberts. And Joshua Pickle, one of our sprint car drivers, going to show his prowess here in the Arca cars. He's now up to 5th. Scott Lester is going to go up into second. Scott Lester, one of our sponsors here for the Auto Image Solutions out of Statesville, North Carolina. You need some body work done, some stuff done on your car, and you're in North Carolina, reach out and find Scott at Auto Image Solutions. Chris Roberts still on the pole. Jesse Lynch going to move up to second. Jesse Lynch in the 18 Interstate, number 18, up to second right now on the timing and scoring, just about 0.5 of a second behind our pole sitter right now, Lynch. Lynch actually going to go across the line, take the top spot away from Roberts. Lynch with fast time at a 37.64, 0.03 of a second ahead of Roberts. His 2 laps are done. We've got a couple of other drivers. Chad Cottery out here right now in 11th. He's got to finish his second lap right here. Going to come across the line in the 2:11. Can he improve on his time? He does. He goes up to 8th at a 31.03. Times are close all the way down throughout the timing and scoring. A few more drivers out there getting their second laps, and Henselman just finished his second lap. Giovanni Munchen going to come across in 4th at a 38.49. But here comes Fox now. Randall Fox going to knock Munchen down a spot. Fox now comes across in 4th. Look at Zach Hollinger. Hollinger gets his second lap on the board. He's going to get himself up into 9th. It looks like just about all of our drivers have got their 2 laps in. It looks like Randall Fox working on his second lap. He's going to come off of turn number 4 in the 33 car. Can he improve on his time? He's 4th right now. Can he move up any farther? A little wiggle right there as he got down onto the apron. Top of the charts for Randall Fox. He is going to take the pole at a 36.10, almost 0.15 of a second better than Jesse Lynch. Fox is going to take the pole right at the last second, the last car to finish his final lap. Randall Fox will sit on the pole for the opening night of the Dirty Old Bastards Arca Series. 7-week series. Will be here every Tuesday night at 9 o'clock Eastern, bringing you all the coverage here for DOB, and I'm guessing about that same time we might get back to some dirt racing, so we'll keep you up to date what's going on with DOB, the Dirty Old Bastards, once we get going here. Now, Randall Fox with a great lap time. Gonna come across the line, take the top spot away from Jesse Lynch. Jesse Lynch thought he had the pole right down to the last few tenths of a second here left in qualifying, but it's going to be Fox starting on the pole here at Kentucky. All right, that is going to wrap up qualifying. We got about 3 seconds left to go. We'll bring in the starting lineup. There's no warm-up time here tonight, so they're going to go right into the grid. So we're going to go right into bringing you the starting grid as well. Looks like the sun is starting to set. So on the pole in the 33, Chevrolet Randall Fox to his outside. The number 18 of Jesse Lynch. We go back to row number 2. Chris Robertson, a 93 with a good qualifying time. Scott Lester and the number 10 is going to start outside in row number 2. Back to row number 3, starting 5th. Giovanni Munchen and Michael Tomlin to his outside. Row number 4, we're going to find the 44 of Adam Buchanan and Jonathan Lowe, J-Lo as they like to call him. In the 5th row, starting 9th, Zach Hollinger and Chad Cottery. Get back to row number 6 on the inside. Starting 11th, Joshua Pickle and Tyler Henselman in the 21. Row number 7, starting 13th, they're going to find the 88 of Matt Eddy. Now, I used to know there was a Mike Eddy that ran 88 back in the ASA days. wonder if it's any relation. So Matt Eddy going to start there in 13th. Jeremy Zarfos right there in 14th. And back to row number 8. Starting in the 15th spot, the 06 Blockbuster car, Trevor Hignett and Dustin. Big money Sargent. We see Dustin run strong in the sprint cars all season long. What's he going to show here on the pavement tonight? Back to row number 9, starting 17th to 60th. Gary Buchanan into his outside, starting 18th. It's Kevin Bailey. And rounding out our 19 car field, starting dead last in the 19th starting spot by himself, back in row number 10, it is the 73 of Nicholas Lunsford. That is going to be our 19 car field here for 100 laps. We're expecting at least one pit stop. We have 3. Let's take a look at our graphic here. This shows all of the stats we have here for Kentucky. 1.46, just a little under a mile and a half. Track conditions looking pretty fair right now. 77 degree air temperature, 79 degree track temperature. Should give a lot of grip for these Arca cars here, but it's also, with a lot of grip, is also going to be hard on the tires. We got 3 sets of tires to use throughout the race, for 1 fast repair and 100% fuel limit. And there's my, and I got the wrong logo up here. I got to change that one for next week. So all right, we're gonna get rolling off the grid. We're gonna see Randall Fox. We're gonna have a one-time around here. We'll go green flag racing, 400 laps. The fuel mileage was about 50 to 54 laps. We're definitely gonna have to have at least 1 stop. I'm sure on these mile and a half, these drivers have the opportunity. They will use those 2 extra sets of tires that they have throughout this race. They will not go to waste. A few of our sponsors here tonight. Auto Image Solutions, bringing you the coverage here all season long of the DOB Arca series. Design Metal Arts. Corbin Matthews, country music singer, has been with us DRSN since the beginning. Go check out Corbin. He's got a new song, came out Monday. Design Metal Arts, another sponsor here of the Dirty Old Bastards, been a strong supporter of the DOB. With some really cool metalwork, fine designs. We're going to go green flag racing, or off at turn number 4. The pace car makes its hard left turn down pit road. It's going to be Fox and Lynch bringing it to the line as the sun sets here at Kentucky. Green flag in the air. We are underway for 100 laps of action at Kentucky Speedway for the DOB Arca Series Season 1. Fox with a great jump. Robert's going to move up to second. He is going to get around. Lynch had a terrible start. Lynch back to 4th. He's now 3 wide on the outside. He has gotten Lester to his inside, the 10 and the 14 back here. That's going to move Munchen up to 3rd now. Here comes Roberts down on the bottom as Lynch continues to fall back. Lynch now back to 6th. Started on the outside of the front row. Did not get a good start. He has fallen back quickly. But out front, it is Fox and Roberts setting sail. They've got about a second gap back to the 3rd place running of Giovanni Mungi. I'm going to say it wrong about 500 times tonight, so we're just going to say Munchen all night long. So Fox, Roberts, Munchen, Lester. And we're 3 wide. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Lynch trying to make a recovery. He's now back up to 5th. He's got the 16 of Tallman right there behind him. You can see that outside line working well for Lynch. Watch the run. He gets off of 4. He is going to make up some ground on Lester right there in front of him. Going to look to the outside going into 1. Does he have any pace? No, he's going to have to kind of settle in there. Right there behind him, they're 2 by 2. So we're 2 by 2 here from about 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th all the way back as Fox and Roberts set sail out front. Great thing about Kentucky, just like we see in a lot of these mile-and-a-half racetracks, you see 2-3 groups everywhere. You see Lynch in the 18 making up some ground on Lester up on the top of the racetrack across the line. Gets himself back up to 5th after dropping back to about 7th. A little clip with the outside wall right there as he heads into 1. The 51 down on the bottom, that's Hollinger. He has Buchanan to his outside. Great race going on here about mid-pack right now. We got 19 cars strong, 18. Looks like they took the green flag here. Bailey was the last car on the field. We jump on board here with Dustin Sargent back in 18th. We'll get back up here and jump in the car here with Chad Cotter here in 10th. Right in front of him is Tomlin in the 16, who's kind of blinking out there. But right here in the middle of the pack, they're 2 by 2 like they started the race. The 51 of Hollinger, Buchanan, Eddie, Tomlin, Cottery, Pickle, all right there. But it looks like the 2 drivers pulling away is still Fox and Roberts. We see the 16 of Tomlin on the top of the racetrack. Pickle now going to make his way around the outside of Eddie. That is for 9th. Down the bottom, it's the 211. And I don't have a 211 on my timing. I think that's Cottery. So Cottery in the 211. It says 15 on the timing and scoring. 211 on the race car. They do everything they can to make it challenging for us up here in the booth. Nice shot down the back straightaway here at Kentucky. Still side by side. This is Lowe and Eddie. Lowe's falling back 5 spots from his 8th place starting position down to 13th. Let's take a look up to the front right now. There's still Fox, Roberts, Munchen starting to close the gap here a little bit. Let's take a look here at Munchen and Lynch now. So let's look up forward here. So between Roberts and Munchen, about 2.3 seconds, and you can see the gap close, and as they come down in the corner, Munchen gets into the corner a little deeper than Roberts. Let's see down to the trial section. Gap still remaining about 0.230. We've got a couple different graphics here. Here we can see the side-by-side. You can see last 3 laps, Munchen a little bit quicker. He's made up a couple of seconds now. According to our graphic, he will catch Roberts in about 1.5 laps. All right, so top 3 running pretty much nose to tail at this point. A little side-by-side racing going on. It looks like that's between Cottery and Tomlin. Cottery's going to clear Tomlin for that 9th spot, get settled in a little bit further back. We see some side-by-side action. Now this is Lowe and Henselman down on the bottom of the racetrack. They just about get together going into 1. But off turn 2, they're going to get straightened out. That's going to let Eddie get up alongside of Lowe now. Eddie in the 88 started in 13th. That's where he runs right now. He's trying to improve, get up to 12th. He looks to the inside of Lowe for that 12th position. Lurking right there behind him is that the 05 or the 95? Looks like maybe 06 of Trevor Hignett. And you can see ever so often, you see just about everybody at one time or another clipping the outside wall off the corner. Here we are with Lynch again. Started outside the front row, now back to 5th. He is trying to hold that 5th spot. Is Holliger going to take it away? So Lynch running a little bit different line than everybody. He's way up at the top of the racetrack. Let's see if that plays out for him here towards the end of this run, if that's going to save his tires or wear him out a little bit quicker. But Jesse Lynch there in the number 18, now down to 6th. Let's take a look back here at the front. So still the top 3 about the same distance. We see Fox, Roberts, Munchen, and here comes Scott Lester. Scott Lester in the 10, making up a little bit of ground. I think we got a lap car up there in front of our leader. It must be the lap car of Bailey. No, it's actually Sargent. So Sargent getting put a lap down here. So Sargent, our first driver to go a lap down. Robert's going to take a look to the inside of him. Going to put a lap car between himself and Giovanni Munchen. Thanks again for being here with us tonight. If you've not been here on DRSN, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you get notified when all racing action comes your way. We've got another race tonight after this one. This is our first part of a doubleheader tonight at 11 o'clock Eastern. We will be back on the air after this one is over with the Western Racing League Truck Series from Nashville. It's Nashville week on iRacing. Roberts has reeled in Fox. Now within a car length. Does he have anything for him? Is he going to come off of turn number 4 down the front straightaway to the trial section? Can he find a way around Randall Fox going down into 1? Chris Roberts starting to make up some ground here. And you see Chris enters the corner just a little bit lower into 1. Fox is about 2 car widths off the bottom. Roberts right down on the yellow line. And I think that gave Randall just a little bit better run off the corner, but it's allowing Roberts to drive in a little deeper. A little too deep right there. Pushes up the racetrack off of 4. But he's got some good momentum right here. Watch the 93 and the 33. We'll keep an eye on that battle. Right now we're going to go back here. Pickle side by side with Buchanan. Buchanan down the bottom of the racetrack. Cottery there in the 211. Looking for a place to go. So they're side by side in front of him. He thinks about going 3 wide there for a second. Thinks the better, but backs out. And the 18 of Lynch now back to 9. So Jesse Lynch's strategy not playing out for him at this point. Got Hollinger, Buchanan, Pickle right here. Pickle and Buchanan going back and forth. The sideways is going to be Hollinger. Saves it with a nice save there from Zach Hollinger. He gets sideways, able to keep it going. Nobody got in the back of. A nice move there from Zach Hollinger. Going to be able to keep it going straight. He just about lost it right there through 3 and 4, but we're still clean and green. Right there behind him is Henselman and Buchanan now. Little pucker factor for the cars behind Hollinger right there. A little dirt track experience there. Looked like came out to play for Zach Hollinger as he's going to keep it going straight. Move up a little bit further. See the number 2 of Pickle. Cottery now at 4 spots. Our biggest mover of the race is Joshua Pickle. He's up 6 spots. Started back in 11th. Now up to 5th. Lynch trying to find some more pace. Get himself back up. Or he's kind of been up and down throughout the top 10 here. He's now back up to 7th after starting 2nd. Oh, a little contact right there. That looked like Henselman. Henselman getting a little bit sideways. A little contact from the 44 Buchanan. Here comes Eddie now to the bottom of the racetrack. And here comes the 20 of J-Lo. We're 3 wide through 3 and 4. Eddie's going to be able to clear that. He's going to move up alongside of Henselman, but it's going to be Buchanan and J-Lo right there. And here comes the 2. That is Jeremy Zarfos. We got to get guys' car numbers on the race cars here with timing and scoring. But we'll figure it out as we go along. First night is always a little sketchy when you got the different car numbers than you see on the timing and scoring. A great battle going on back here. This is for 10th, 11th, and 12th. Buchanan, Zarfos, Tomlin right there as well. J-Lo's now falling back to 14th. But up front, it has been all Randall Falk since the drop of the green flag. We've gone green since the drop to lap 18 right now. So 18 laps into this race, 82 left to go out of the 100. I haven't covered a oval race that went green checkered. It was more than 40 laps. Let's see if this one can set the record for me. See if we can get 100 laps as Eddie goes back on the back of Henselman right now. Hollinger got a little bit sideways back there. It looked like he saves it once again. The 51 using up the right rear off that car in the Rowdy 51. A lot of Kyle Busch tribute cars out here you're going to see all week long. Here comes the 2 car of Zarfos looking to the inside of Hollinger. This is for 11th. As they're basically 3 wide right in front of me. Eddie in the middle again. He's going to settle behind Henselman off the corner. Matt Eddy in the number 88 right there behind the 21 of Henselman. This is for 8th and 9th. We're keeping an eye on the battle up front. It's still about 4/10 of a second. Fox to Roberts. Roberts actually falling back here a little bit over the last 4 or 5 laps. Mungin falling off the pace as well in the 141. He's back to 3rd. And Lester is actually reeling in the 141 at this point. So the 10 of Lester looking to get himself into a podium position. This is the best race on the racetrack right here. We got Eddie, we've got Zarfos in this, Buchanan, Henselman. A little bit of contact right there. The 16 is going to get into Henselman. The 16 backs out of it, but he is going to get a punch from behind of Lowe. So contact right there between Henselman and it looked like the 16 of Tomlin. Tomlin checked up to let Henselman get straightened out. But unfortunately, Jonathan Lowe did not see what was going on and got into the back of the 16. We're going to take a quick look at it here. Go back and see if we can see what started this. It looked like the initial contact was Tomlin and Henselman. You're going to see this as they head down to the corner. We're going to go in the ultra slow-mo for you. A little contact right here. Tomlin and Henselman kind of met in the middle of the racetrack. Tomlin backs out of it, let Henselman get straightened out. It looked like they were going to save it at this point. Jonathan Lowe did not see how much they were checking up. He gets into the back of Henselman, which then just punts him forward right back into the side of Henselman. Now, Henselman may have lost it at that point anyway. But some hard contact from the 16. He's going to go down. Hard contact with the inside wall. As Hanselman continues around, he gets collected by the 51 of Hollinger. So Hollinger is going to be involved in this one. So our first caution here of the night at Kentucky. 4 cars involved in this one. And we're going to get a few drivers diving down pit road. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. Quick message here from Collateral Damage Sports Network. Our good buddy Shane Cochran gives you a lot of these different overlays and graphics you're seeing during the broadcast. Jump over to the SDK Discord if you're looking for some stuff. Find Shane over there. He'll help you out in the marketplace. And we're going to be right back.
The Collateral Damage Sports Network overlays can take your broadcast to the next level. Whether you want to kick off the show with our all-new infographics or wrap it up with our race results 2.0 with podium and superlatives. In the race, dive in to see who got on and off pit road the fastest, and then use our head-to-head plug-in package to know exactly when your driver will catch the leader. For your onboard cameras, you've got to have the tower telemetry. Then for the rest of your broadcast, keep up with all the action with alerts for penalties, off-tracks, and other events, stage break grids, alternative leaderboards, special event plugins like the Indy 500 qualifying, and a ton more to keep up with all your favorite drivers from start to finish, from country to country, and pull your standings directly from SimRacer Hub. Join all of our elite broadcasting partners and find your next broadcast upgrade at CollateralDamageSportsNetwork.com.
All right, we are back live at Kentucky. Randall Fox, Chris Roberts here, 1-2. Scott Lesser moved up to third as Giovanni Mungeon has come down pit road and actually stacked down pit road again for a second time. 141. It looks like he's been down here on pit road for quite a while now at this point. That's his second stop. He may have got a caught black flag. We're going to see. Looking at timing and scoring, I don't see a black flag anywhere from Mungeon, but second stop here for him to top off with fuel. All right, under caution for the first time. Maybe I jinxed it. Broadcaster's jink earlier when I talked about maybe going green checkered, but caution number 1 here on lap 25. So a few drivers been down pit road. Looks like our first driver on the racetrack was Cottery there in 11th. Let's take a look at our pit stop stats here. With drivers that did pit, and that's not working out the way I want. So we'll do this. Oh, I gotta make this graphic a little bigger. Hopefully you guys got your glasses on out there. First driver to pit back there was Bailey to 17. Looked like he took 4 tires, but it looks like we had a few drivers take 4. Lights still on the pace car. We're going to come across the line. Lights will go out. We'll go around one more time. Be back to action here on lap 27 as we come across the line to lap 26. Randall Fox has led from the start. Let's take a look at lap. It's going to be a pretty boring graphic, but Randall Fox has led all 26 laps. Biggest movers of the race. Joshua Pickle up 8 spots. Eddie also up 8 spots. Buchanan, Hignett, and Bailey all up 7 to 6 positions right now. Fastest laps of the race is Mungeon. Mungeon ran a 30.66 during the race. Our leader, Fox, with a 30.71. Cottery right there. Tomlin and Pickle as well. Does not surprise me with Pickle. He's our biggest mover. He has been moving through the field. Where's he at right now? He did. It looks like he may have pitted. No, he did not pit, so he's set up in third right now. So Joshua Pickle all the way up to third. We got a couple drivers a lap down with Sargent and now Henselman. Henselman looks to maybe be out of this race. I do not see him on the racetrack anywhere. All right, caution for the first time here in the Dirty Old Bastards Arca Series. Race number 1 of season number 1. Short 7-week season. We'll see we're going to crown champion. Auto Image Solutions bringing you all the coverage for the season. All right, pace car's gonna make that hard left turn down pit road. Fox and Roberts gonna bring us to the line. And green flag in the air one more time. Fox with a good jump right there is going to take the lead down into 1, but here comes Lester. We got contact in the back. Looks like we got Bailey around on the 29. I saw the 16 of Tomlin also involved the meatball flag for Lowe. Lowe with some heavy contact. You can see the right front tire down on the 20 car. No caution flag though. See if we can go back and see what happened there, but as we get going, but it looks like Jonathan Lowe's going to have to limp around the racetrack with a down right front tire. If this gets stored out in front, then we'll jump back and take a look. But Scott Lester with a great restart. He's going to move up to second. He gets around Roberts and Pickle there on the restart in the 10. As we see Lowe still limping down pit road, and you can see that right front tire, that a lot of damage on the right side of the car. Let's go back and take a quick look and see what happened on that restart. So we see the 20 of Lowe right here. It just looks like somebody doesn't get going here very well. I have no idea what happened to the 29 right there. I gotta see that again. Watch the 29. That car just snaps. I've never seen a car just snap left like that, but unfortunate for Jonathan Lowe, he took the heaviest brunt of that, as Bailey looks to be out of this race at this point. But right now it's Fox out in front. Randall Fox. Here comes Eddie down to the bottom of the racetrack underneath Lynch. Lynch trying to get back up into the top spot where he started at. And our first driver to pit still back there in his tent. So Cottery, most of our drivers that pitted right there got involved in that altercation, as Mungin in the 141 had to take some evasive action. So he doesn't look like he took any damage, but he lost a lot of ground. He's really out in front of the caution at this point. All right, 3 car battle for second right now. It's Lester, Pickle, and Roberts. Pickle to the outside in the 2 car. Roberts down to the bottom of the racetrack. Roberts looking to get a 2 for here. He gets underneath Pickle. He also gets up alongside of the 10 of Lester. Can Roberts go from 4th to 2nd here in one corner? He's got a good run down the back straight. Does he have anything for Lester as he gets into 3? No, Lester's going to take carry some good momentum on the outside of the racetrack, but Roberts right down there on the bottom. Pickle trying to find which way to go. They're side by side in front of him. He's trying to figure out which one to follow. He's going to follow the 10 of Lester. That's going to move Pickle back up to 3rd. Robert's going to fall back to 4th. Take a look behind. He's got Eddie right there in the 80. 80 with a good move. He's up 8 spots now, started in 13th all the way up to 5th. Looks like Eddie's got a good hot rod right now. He is looking to get around Roberts as Eddie disappears off my screen for a second. Pickle down to the bottom of Lester for 2nd. Coming across the line to complete lap number 32. A great battle here for 2nd with Lester, Pickle, and Roberts. Eddie trying to sneak into this battle as well. Here comes Roberts. He wants to make it 3 wide. He's down to the bottom of Lester. Pickle now to 2nd. Roberts looks to follow him through. Matt Eddie in the 88 looking to get by as well. And you can see the run that Lester gets off the top of the racetrack, especially off of turn number 2. Carries that momentum into 3. Can he hold back Roberts off of 4? He's going to do just that. And right behind this group is the 18 of Jesse Lynch. Jesse started outside the front row. He is now back up to 6. He is yo-yoed up and down throughout the top 10. And it doesn't look like the tires made that big a difference. Chad Cottery back here in the 211 car took on 4 tires. He is not really charging back up through this field. As right in front of him is Zarfos and Buchanan side by side. Roberts still fighting it out with Lester for 3rd. They have been side by side for the last 4 or 5 laps since we went back to green flag racing. Take a look here at the 06 of Hignett. He's up to 5 spots up to 10th. Our biggest mover of the race is still the 2. Look at that run into the corner for Roberts. Can he keep up that momentum off of 4? Man, he drove that car in deep into 3 right there. Can he keep up that pace as he is going to clear Lester finally for that 3rd spot? Can he reel back in Pickle? Roberts ran 2nd most of this race, and look at him dive into 1. Pickle just gave him the inside line. Roberts and Pickle now side by side. Here comes Lester now to the bottom of Roberts. Roberts going to have to go to the top this time. He's like the bottom. I don't think Roberts saw him till the last second. He started to come down the racetrack. Lester was there. They make a little bit of contact there in turn number 3. Roberts up the racetrack. Lester down to the bottom. They come through the tri-oval section for 3rd and 4th now. Right behind him is Lynch and Eddie. And here comes Zalfoss into the picture in the 2. Buchanan and Cottery. So Cottery started to show some pace here. Let's take a look who was the fastest car on the racetrack last time by. It was our leader. Actually, no, it was Zarfoss at a 31.203. Zarfoss the fastest car on the track the last time around. Great battle going on here. This is for about 4th to about 9th spot right now. Eddie on the outside. You can see Lynch and Lester now side by side. Lester got himself up to 2nd. He's now falling back a little bit. He's now back to 5th. About to lose the spot here to Lynch. Lynch goes around him on the outside. Zalfoss going to try to follow suit. Lester moves up to block that outside run. Zarfoss has to check up a little bit. That's going to allow 44 Buchanan to look underneath of him. But up front right now, it is all Randall Fox. He is driving away. We're on lap 37. These drivers are going to have to pit somewhere around lap 51 with that caution. A couple laps caution. They're probably going to be able to extend it maybe to 54 or 55. Just by our estimation. All right, here comes Lynch now. Lynch to 4th. Lester looking to the outside of Zarfoss. A little further back is the 211 of Cottery. He's up underneath Eddie now. Eddie had made a little charge. He's starting to fall back a little bit. He's now back to 8th. Take a look at the 51 of Hollinger. He was involved in that last caution. He's still running back in 10th. The driver that really fell back was Giovanni Mungin. Had been running in the 3rd when those pit stops began. He had to check up in that restart. Kind of melee there, and he's now falling way back off the pace to 13th. Where is he at on the racetrack here? He is just coming across the start-finish line where the leaders are halfway down the back straight. So he's about a half a lap behind right now. He needs a caution, something desperately to get back into this race. Right on board here with Lester in the 10. You can see the 18 right there in front of Jesse Lynch. Buchanan sneaking up there. So we're starting to get a little single filed out here. Everybody was 2 by 2 here for a little bit. This is 2nd all the way back to, what is this, about 9th right now. As Eddie's now falling back at the tail of this line. He's in the 80. He's up 4 spots, but he's back to 9th right now. Our biggest mover of the race now is the 2 of Jeremy Zarfoss, up 10 spots. Let's take a look here at our difference between Fox and Pickle there. Pickle actually losing a little bit of time each lap, so not making up some ground. Roberts gets around Pickle there as we're looking at this graphic. And Roberts has been a little bit quicker, about 0.02 of a second. We're going to have to go back here and take a look at this battle going on here. Get off of some of our gadgets and take a look at this battle with Pickle and Roberts. They're side by side. This is for 2nd on lap 43. We're coming up on our halfway mark here in a few laps. Roberts back down to the bottom. He ran 2nd for a lot of this race. He wants to get back there. Does he have anything for Pickle? They're side by side through 3 and 4. One more time, Chris Roberts on the bottom of the racetrack. Lynch and Zarfoss side by side right behind him, so really nowhere for the 2 to go. The 2 looks to have a little bit of pace in the 2 cars in front of him, but he just can't find a way around at this point. It's one thing to catch the car in front of you. Now you got to find a way around him. There's a lot of ground here at Kentucky, but it's still not that easy to pass. You got to be a lot quicker than the guy in front of you. Watch Zarfoss to the bottom. Roberts goes up to the top of the racetrack. That opens up the bottom of the into 3 for Zarfoss. He takes a look. Does he have anything off of 4? Lynch and Buchanan right there behind him. We're 3 wide through the triover section. Zarfoss Roberts and Pickle, a great shot across the line. The 2-car had second there across the line. He looks to carry it into 1 and 2. Roberts goes down to the bottom of the racetrack, just about collects the 2. And being 3 wide right there, Jeremy Zarfoff really had to check up to keep the car on the bottom of the racetrack to avoid the contact with the 93 to his outside. And that really cost him right there, cost him the momentum off the corner. And that is going to let Pickle get back to second. So some great racing going on right here for second, third, fourth, and fifth. And here comes Lynch now back in the picture. He's going to look to the outside of Roberts. Is headed into 1. We're 3 wide once again. Zarfoff on the bottom, Roberts in the middle. Lynch backs out of it, thinks the better. We got a black flag for Henselman. It looks like Henselman got caught speeding off of pit road. He's already a few laps down in 18th, so another kind of added penalty right there for Henselman. Little contact to the outside wall there for Lynch. Here comes Buchanan now into the picture of the 44. Adam Buchanan's going to make his presence felt. He's now up alongside of Roberts. Zarfoss and Pickle side by side right in front of him. Randall Fox is going, where's my camera time? But dude, you're just driving off into the midnights, into the night sky right now. This is our battle on the racetrack. This is for second now. The number 2 of Jeremy Zarfoss up underneath Joshua Pickle. 3 wide back there. That looks like Lynch, Lester, and Cottery. The 211 of Cottery on fresher tires, but it has not helped him one bit. Everybody else around him on about 48 lap old tires. Cottery pitted back on lap 23. But it really surely is not giving him, or it looks like it hasn't given him near as much of an advantage as you would think it would. All right, let's get back at this battle for second. Zarfoff's going to get by Buchanan's going to follow him through. Buchanan now to third. Pickle falls back to fourth. Roberts to fifth. Lester now is going to get back up to sixth. Lynch and Eddie. So it's second through eighth all right here together. And it's a little ways back to the 211 of Cotter, who was up in this fight here just a couple laps ago, is now falling off the pace a little bit. And it's Hollinger, Hignett, Gary Buchanan, and then Tomlin. And it looks like Mungie going to make his way down pit road again. This is his third pit stop. And he was on pit road for about 3 minutes. So the 141, who looked to have some pretty good pace early on in this race, now finds himself about 6 laps down. All right, get back to our battle here for third and fourth. Buchanan on the bottom of the racetrack, Pickle on the top. Lester, Lynch, and Roberts is now falling back to seventh. Roberts has ran second or third for most of this race. He is now back to seventh. We're halfway through this race, 50 down, 50 to go. Oh, contact with the outside wall for Chris Roberts. He caught the concrete right there. Let's see who's going to be our first of our leaders to blink and come down pit road. Randall Fox has about a almost a 4-second gap back to Jeremy Zarfoss. Randall Fox can pretty much pit whenever he wants at this point. It doesn't look like he has really managed those tires well here halfway through this race. Let's see how far everybody stretches. I think if you can't stretch it a few more laps past halfway, would not be a bad strategy, just in case we do have a green-white checker late in this race. But we are down to about only 13 cars left on the lead lap at this point out of the 18 that started. It looks like Henselman is now retired. So the flurry of battles we had going on, I don't know, that's right, we're not early on here up towards the second, third, and fourth spot has now settled down a little bit. We're single filed. It looks like everybody's getting ready to come and take the pit stop there at lap 52. We got 48 left to go. We made it past the halfway mark. Just a few more laps here. We're going to see everybody diving down the pit road. And we'll be able to make it all the way to the end. It looks like maybe we had some kind of an incident. We'll take a look here. All right, here comes our leader. Randall Fox going to come down pit road. That is going to hand over the lead to Jeremy Zarfoss. doesn't look like my pit stop strategy is working very well. All right, so Zarfrost now with the lead. He's up 13 spots. Started back in 14th, finds himself out in front as we start our green flag pit stops. Roberts also going to make his way down pit road in the 93. Zarfrost, Buchanan, and Lester all going to come down pit road. Can they get stopped in time? Yes, they're going to do it. Don't see any black flags on the board. Zarfrost down to the pit road. Buchanan, Lester, and Lynch. That's going to give the lead over to Pickle right now. So Pickle, Eddie, Cottery still out on the racetrack. Now Cottery and Hollinger can go about 20 laps longer. They pitted back on lap 23. They can't make it to the end. They're going to have to pit at least one more time, but they can stay out on the racetrack. As it looks like the two of Pickle now going to make his way down pit road. That's going to leave Eddie with a lead. So we have one leader through this whole race until we started these green flag pit stops, and now we've got about 4 or 5 different leaders. At 88 of Matt Eddy now out in front. He's going to have to pit here soon, though. We're on lap 56. And it looks like Randall Fox with some problems on pit road here. Let's see, did he take... Let's see, do we have a little bit different strategy? Because Pickle... No, it looks like Fox, and once it cycles through, Fox will be their leader one more time. It's Cottery now leads. Hollinger right there behind him. But really, Fox is not too far behind the leaders at this point. He's only about 15 seconds behind. Pickle now dives down pit road. So, like we said, Cottery and Hollinger both pitted on lap 23. They can go to at least lap 75 to 76 without having to stop again. So they're going to hope for a caution at this point. Take a late pit stop, get some fresh tires on. But if this stays green, and look at Randall Fox in the 33. Randall is a lap down. He's unlapping himself right here at this point. As he gets around Hollinger to get a lap back there, he's looking to get around Cottery now. Let's just take a look at the lap times here between Fox and your leader, and it looks like the fresh tires are about a second to 1.3 seconds a lap. All right, there's your leader right there, the 211 of Chad Cottery. Behind him is the 51 of Hollinger. That is first and second on the racetrack. Tomlin is the third place running car in the 16. Tomlin involved in a couple caution flags here earlier. You can see the damage on the back of the 16 right there. He used his fast repair early on after some hard contact with our first caution flag to the inside wall down the back straightaway. Now finds himself in third. Fox now to second. Roberts quite a ways back. Well, it looks like if this stays green flag, it looks like about 9 seconds separate Randall Fox and Chris Roberts at this point. So this is what's going to eventually be the battle for second. If nothing, if we stay green flag racing, this is Roberts, Zarfrost, Buchanan. And it's a little ways back to Pickle and Lester. So just about everybody pitting around between about lap 54 to lap 55. But this is your leader on the racetrack, the 211 of Chad Cottery. Zach Hollinger in the 51 right there with him. So we got a little bit of a battle going on for the lead. They are on old tires. They pitted about 40 laps ago now at this point. That's a little ways back to the 16 at Tomlin, but here's see where Fox is on the racetrack. See, Fox is making his way across the start-finish line right now, while our leaders not too far behind him right there. But Fox, once he got around him, he is starting to separate. Last lap by, fastest car on the racetrack was, let's see here, as they're going by. Actually, the fastest car on the racetrack for last time by was Jesse Lynch at a 30.866, about 0.4 of a second faster than just about anybody else on the racetrack. So Lynch started second. He struggled here early, made his way back up into the battle for the top 5. He now finds himself back here in 10th as we're cycling through the pit stops. And just about everybody on the racetrack except for our top 3 can make the distance. Eddie blinking on and off right there in the 88 behind Lynch right here. So these 4 single filed out. This is Lester, Pickle, Lynch, and Eddie. As Pickle takes a look to the inside of Lester, that is for 8th. A good battle going up in front of him. There's Roberts, Zarfoss, and Buchanan. Buchanan down to the inside of Zarfoss. That's going to be for 6. The 44 Buchanan now. Looks like Cottery's going to come down and pit. That's going to leave Hollinger on the racetrack. So your leader, Cottery, going to dive down to pit road. Zach Hollinger in the 51 will be your leader for the short period of time. The 16 of Tomlin right there with him. We'll get back to this battle here with Roberts, Zarfoss, and Buchanan. Roberts clears both of them right there. He moves himself up into 5th. This is 5th, 6th, and 7th right now at this point. They're going to make their way around Cottery as Cottery sits down on pit road here. Eventually, if this stays green, eventually the leader is going to be Randall Fox. He's got about now 10 seconds gap to this group right here. As Roberts and Zarfoss are now closing in on the back of our current leader, Zach Hollinger in the 51. You can see up the road, if you take a look here from Roberts right there, separates him about 10 to 15 car lengths at this point. We got Stephanie Rourke in the chat. Thanks for joining us. Go AIS. I'm not sure who AIS is. You have to help me out on that one. Zarfoss to the bottom. He gets around Roberts. This great battle going on. This is for, at the moment, this is for 4th, 5th, and 6th, but I believe this is going to be for 2nd once this cycles out. Buchanan with a great run underneath Roberts now. Nice move by Buchanan. He might get by both of them. He's going to get by Roberts. Off of turn number 4. Roberts with a great run off the top of the racetrack, and we've seen that all day long. Somebody gets a great run into 3. Oh, my sponsor. Auto Image Solution. Thank you. Appreciate that, guys. Thank you, Stephanie. Sorry about that. I should have realized that. First night here for the Auto Imaging Solutions Dirty Old Bashers Arca series. We'll remember that next time. Thank you. All right, so Zarfoss now gets a clear of this group. Zach Hollinger still out on the racetrack. We're on lap 67. Pitted on 23. He is going to have to pit in about the next 10 to 15 laps. And it looks like Lynch still trying to get himself unlapped at this point. He is going to get by Hollinger, unlap himself. So Lynch off the pace. He was battling up there with Eddie and Pickle, but he's now falling back here. So Lynch now back to 10th. All right, this is the best battle we can find on the racetrack right now. That's Roberts and Buchanan. This is for 5th. Roberts still on the top. They're going to come up alongside. That looks like this 60. Is that the 21 of Henselman? Henselman back on the racetrack. Not too sure that was. It looked like Lester coming up. Lester making up some ground. He is reeling in Buchanan. Let's take a look at our head-to-head here. Between Lester and Buchanan, the last 5 laps, Scott Lester gaining on the average of almost 0.2 of a second a lap. So Scott Lester, we found some really good pace. He is reeling in this battle with Roberts and Buchanan right now. Buchanan takes a look to the inside of Roberts, but Scott Lester is on a tear. We've got his cheering section in the YouTube chat as well. I don't know if, without a caution flag, nobody's going to catch Randall Fox, but they may. This is going to be the battle for 2nd. Lester looks to the bottom, has to go back to the top, loses a lot of momentum heading into 3. Can he find anything off of turn number 4? That's going to let Pickle get down to the inside of him, so now it's Pickle and Lester side by side for 7th. Zach Hollinger, our leader, finally going to dive down to pit road. That's going to hand the lead over to the 16 of Tomlin if he stays out on the racetrack. A good battle going on here. Lester not able to run the groove. He really wants to run right here. As you see Eddie now sneaking up into this battle. So this is Lester, Pickle, and Matt Eddie in the 88. Right in front of me, you see Buchanan trying to reel in Chris Roberts. We're going to keep an eye on this battle here with Lester and Eddie. Lester now falls behind the 2 of Pickle. So we got 6 cars all battling out for about 2nd on back to 7th now at this point. Actually, to 8. Our leader is the 16 of Tomlin. We're getting a little bit of camera time here as he makes his way around the 141 of Giovanni Mungin. So Tomlin's got to, let's take a look at our lap leaders here. We've had a few. Fox definitely led the most. 7 different leaders in this race. Fox with 54 laps led. Hollinger led 7. Cottery led 7. Tomlin, Pickle, Eddie, and Zarfoff all picked up some laps led during the pit stop cycles. But right now, this is Randall Fox race to lose. If this stays green flag, we got 27 laps to go. Across the line, the 33, the Tomlin is definitely going to have to pit here shortly. He is now about 50 laps, 51 laps on his tank of fuel. We were told it was going to be anywhere between 50 to 54 laps. All right, let's get back to this battle for what is going to be second at some point during this race. Zarfoss, Roberts, Pickle, Lester, all right here. Matt Eddy as well, and Buchanan in the 44. This has been the best battle from about lap 10 or 12 on. This battle for second position here is changed. I wish I had a graphic that shows how many times we've changed hands for this spot right here, because it's been a bunch. Let's jump on board here with Chris Roberts in the 93. You can see the two of Zarfoff right in front of him. Watch Roberts take a look to the inside, going down the corner. I think if he'd have known that Zarfoff was going to drift up, I think Roberts might have drove that car in a little bit deeper right there. Across the line, 25 laps to go out of the 100. Eddie and Pickle outside, a little bit of contact right there through 1 and 2. Going to push Eddie up the racetrack just a little bit. Lester right there behind him, looking to make it 3 wide. He's going to go up to top side and follow Eddie. Fox now to the lead as Tomlin comes down pit road. So the 16 of Tomlin finally going to make his way down pit road. We get back to this battle here. This is Eddie, Pickle, and Lester. 6th, 7th, and 8th at this point. Here comes Lester to the outside of the 2. All right, Randall Fox now almost 13 seconds. I started to say 3 seconds. 13 seconds out in front. The battle is going to be for second. That is between Jeremy Zarfoss and Chris Roberts at this point. Adam Buchanan right there as well. Then it's a little bit back to the battle with Eddie, Pickle, and Lester. Oh, Eddie gets into the outside wall hard right there. Able to gather back up, then lose a spot, but that might have taken some damage on the right side of the 88. We'll see how that works out for him. He hit that wall hard off of 2. Matt Eddy having a good run. He's up to 5th. Our biggest move of the race is the 2 of Zarfoff. Started back in 14th, now to 2nd, up 12 spots. We have to thank AI Chief, another one of our sponsors as well. AI Chief, if you're looking for an advantage, some help with your sponsor, help with your spotter, AI Chief is going to tell you, give it to you straight, help you with the strategy, and they just added a coaching feature to it. So if you're making some mistakes out there on the racetrack, it will tell you what you're doing wrong. It'll help you out. It's a great piece of software. They're still perfecting it. But check it out at aichiefracing.com/DRSN. It's a fun piece of software. We've been using it a little bit, and it definitely does help out. It gives you some different pitch strategies as well. So AI Chief, good supporter of the network. And thank you all for being here tonight. We see you out there. Appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Give us a like. Getting the channel built up here. We've got some more racing coming your way tonight as well, as we're finishing up here. 20 laps left to go for the DOB Arca series, brought to you by Auto Image Solutions, out of Statesville, North Carolina. But here in about an hour, we're going to be back with the Western Racing League Truck Series from Nashville. It is Nashville week at iRacing. You can pretty much follow what Cup Series is. We're going to have a bunch of races there as well. So we got Truck Series coming tonight from Nashville. Tomorrow night we'll be here with the All-American Appalachian Arca Series, another Arca Series tomorrow night. Sager Bashke is going to be bringing you coverage of that. We'll be back again Friday night with the Half Decent Racing League Xfinity Series from Nashville also. And then more than likely Saturday, we've kind of hit and miss with the Saturday night shows. But if you're into some money racing, some super speedway money racing, check us out on Saturday night with the JWR e-racing series. That's always a good time. We actually had a special event last night. Go back and watch that, and that was a heck of a race last night at Talladega. But the super speedway guys put on one hell of a show. And we jump on there every Saturday night whenever we get the opportunity. But right now, we're going to finish this one up. We've got 18 laps left to go. Randall Fox is just driven off in the sense that they have reeled him in a little bit. They're down to about 11-second gap right now. Let's take a look here, actually, at the last few laps. And let's see as they cross the line, and we'll get this lap 83 posted up here to see where we are for the last 5 laps. Zarfos comes across the line a little bit slower, so they reeled him in a little bit, but it looks like Eddie, he disappeared off the screen. I saw him kind of falling down the leaderboard. That's what happens when they net code out for a second. They fall down the screen a little bit. So here's a little battle going on with Eddie and Buchanan. Buchanan down to the bottom of the racetrack. We're looking to get that 4 spot back. Eddie fights back on the top in the 88. So a great run from Eddie. He's moved himself up 9 spots from 13th up to 4th. All right, I think it's going to get a little spicy and dicey here once we get down to this last 4 or 5 laps up here for this battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. As Eddie now back to 4th. Buchanan stayed back here in 5th. Pickle and Lester. Lester was putting on a good charge after that pit stop, but he's kind of settled in back here in this 7th spot right now. He may have used his stuff up a little bit early. But the AIS sponsored number 10 right now in 7th. Jesse Lynch back here in the 18. He had a good run, started outside the front row, but he lost the pack up here. He's now back to 8th. Right now it's Pickle and Buchanan side by side. Pickle now back up to 5th. Buchanan drops the spot back to 6th in the 44. Alright, 14 laps left to go for our leader, Randall Fox in the 33. We're not even going to show him on the screen. He's just kind of off on his own on a Sunday drive in the 33. The 2 of Jeremy Zarfos right here just had a great run all afternoon, all evening. He's up at the 2nd. A little bit back, about 5 or 6 car lengths. You find the 93 of Chris Roberts, Matt Eddy. Let's just give you some, here we go. We'll give you a little more information as we go through the field. So go back up here. We'll just go through the field here on the last 13 laps. Randall Fox out in front by about 11 seconds. Jeremy Zarfos now in 2nd. Chris Roberts in the 3rd spot. Matt Eddy from Sanford, Michigan in the 4th spot. Back to Joshua Pickle in the 5th spot. Adam Buchanan currently running in 6th. We get back to Scott Lester in the AIS number 10. He is in 7th. Jesse Lynch in the 18. Jack Hollinger in the 51 from East Petersburg, Pennsylvania. Trevor Hignett in the 06 finds himself in the top 10. Michael Tallman got himself up and led a lap here early. He's now back to 11th. Giovanni Mungin in 12th spot, Southeastern Pennsylvania driver. Gary Buchanan in 13th, Chad Cottery. And it looks like that may be all the cars left on the racetrack. So 13 cars left out of the 18 that started right now. Across the line, 11 to go. Randall Fox still 11 plus seconds out in front. Then it's back here to 2nd for Zarfos, Roberts. And they've been about the same distance here for about the last probably 8 or 9 laps, about 4 or 5 car lengths. We keep an eye on the 2 car right here. Roberts gets a good run into the corner. Alright. I was looking at a graphic that wasn't working there. Alright, so Fox, Zarfos, Roberts, Eddie now in 4th. Buchanan, it looks like everybody's pretty much settled in here, single file. Not really any battles going on the racetrack right now. We take a look here at the 10 of Lester, still back in 7th. While this is going on, we're going to see if we can pull up the upcoming schedule for the DOB. We've got Kentucky tonight, of course. Next week, we're going to be at Iowa for 150 laps on the 2nd of June. On June 9th, we'll be at Michigan, and then come back on June 16th for South Boston. I almost said South Boston. South Boston for 150 laps, Martinsville. And then Nashville Super Speedway on the 30th of June, and we're going to end the season at the Lady in Black Darlington Speedway on the 7th of July. That will round out our 7-week season here for the Arca Series here for the DOB. But right now we got to wrap this one up first here at Kentucky. See if we can give Randall Fox some screen time up here. He has led most of this race into 33. He's driving off into the distance with another AIS teammate here of Scott Lester. Randall Fox looking really good out here. He is blistering the field right now. 11.5 seconds back to second place, and you can see right in front of him a couple lap cars. That is Giovanni Mungin, and I think it's also the 16 of, no, who is that with him there? It looks like the 51 of Hollinger. So Hollinger and Mungin getting ready to go another lap down. Mungin moves up to the top of the racetrack, out of the way. Here comes our leader down on the bottom. Six laps left to go. Randall Fox has led most of the way. This has been all his race from the drop of the green. And we got a Kevin Bailey with a meatball flag. Kevin Bailey down on pit road. I thought he was already out of this race. So Kevin Bailey is going to find his way back down to pit road one more time. Not sure what happened. Maybe the car just sitting there blew it up. I'm not quite sure. Looks like we're down to 13 cars on the racetrack. Buchanan, right now the last car back in 13th. We'll give him a little screen time in the 60. So here's our leader caught between a couple of lap cars. Let's see if Hollinger moves up out of the way right here down the back straightaway. Fox is able to take a look to the inside. Hollinger going to stay on the top, give him all the room he wants. He knows that's not his race. Five laps left to go. And this looks like it might be the only battle. Pickup can somehow reel in Buchanan for fifth. Then it's a little ways back to the 10. You can see Lester about a corner back there behind this group. Four laps to go. Jeremy Zarfos found his way all the way up to second, qualified back and forth. Not a great qualifying run, but he has looked really good since the drop of the green flag. Roberts looking to bring home a podium. Matt Eddy is starting to reel him in. The last 5 laps. Oh, of course, the graphic proves me wrong, but it looked like Eddy was starting to reel him in a little bit. But the last 5 laps around, on the average, Roberts was a little bit quicker. Two to go. At the line for Randall Fox. A lap and a half to go to pick up the win here in opening round of the DOB Arca Series. Finds his way into turn number 3. He's just got to make 6 more corners. Off of turn number 4, across the line. White flag in the air for Randall Fox. We're going to keep an eye here on the 33. Just make sure we remember, we're also going to keep an eye on the battle between Eddy and Roberts. It's about 0.3 of a second. I don't think Eddy's going to catch him, because they've got a lap to go as well. So here's your leader right now, by still about 11.5 seconds. So he kind of maintained that gap. He's going to come off at turn number 4. Across the line, opening round in Kentucky is going to go to Randall Fox. We take a look a little bit further back. Here comes the 2 of Jeremy Zarfos. He's going to come home in second. Chris Roberts right there in third. Matt Eddy, great run in fourth. Adam Buchanan to fifth. Pickle sixth. Lester is going to come across in seventh, and it's a little ways back to the 18 of Lynch. Lynch going to come home in eighth. And I think Hollinger already finished the race. He's back in ninth, a lap down, so that is going to be your And we get back to the 10th place running car, the 06, a Blockbuster sponsored Trevor Hignett. Isn't Blockbuster out of business? I'm not sure. So Hignett's going to round out our top 10. Thank you for being here. We're going to get some driver interviews going here. We'll see Fox can give us a burnout here on the front straightaway of Kentucky. We'll get our driver interviews up here shortly. But don't miss out. Come back here later. We got about half an hour. Yes, about 45 minutes from now. We will be back with the Western Racing League Truck Series at Nashville. Do not miss that one. Our leader, Randall Fox, parks it right on the front straightaway. All right, let's see if we get anybody else into the booth. Let's see here. We've got all right, Randall in the waiting room. Let's bring him up into the booth with us. Hey, Randall, you got Chris Murphy in the booth. Are you there? All right, buddy, hang on just 2 seconds. Let me get the setting changed here so I can hear you, but the rest of the world needs to be able to hear you as well. Here we go. All right, let's try that one more time. Are you there?
Gotcha.
All right, our winner tonight here at Kentucky in a dominating fashion, Randall Fox. Randall, you just got on a Sunday drive out there, or you had a little bit of a battle early, but once you got out in front, man, you just checked out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of using this as teaching moments for some guys, and just trying to have a little fun. Trying to just make the sim enjoyable, because at times it can get pretty tedious at the higher levels. But yeah, man, it was a good race. I was happy to see there was minimal cautions, and we always love green flag stops.
Yeah, just a couple caution flags tonight. The one thing, a lot of when you get some of these races where there's a ton of cautions, it's kind of hard to keep your focus. But once you got out there running, especially after that last pit stop, man, you just set sail. You had a good rhythm going, and just when you can have that long green flag run, that's really got to help keep your rhythm going every lap after lap.
Oh yeah, for sure. Once you can get yourself in a rhythm and find the spots that you're hitting, it, you know, having long green flag runs is really enjoyable. Having two sets of tires is nerve-wracking at times, because there's always the chance that the random yellow can come out, and it kind of puts it in a tire lottery, which isn't great, but sometimes you just got to deal with it.
Surprising to me, it didn't look like the tire fall off was really all that much here tonight.
No, the tire wasn't really bad. I think just the setup in general was a little snug. But in this type of series, I feel like you kind of need that, and I think it teaches a lot of discipline with your tires. So it was enjoyable.
Well, we got a good mix of tracks throughout the season. We come back next week to Iowa. Then we get some short tracks here about 4th or 5th week to Boston and Martinsville. Looking forward to those. Anything on the schedule really stick out to you, or you're pretty confident in all the 7 tracks we got going on for the series?
I mean, I would say I'd be pretty confident about anywhere we go. I really enjoy this place. I really love Iowa, so that's going to be fun. Just looking forward to getting out there and having some teaching moments and letting these guys maybe learn something.
Well, congratulations on a fantastic run tonight. Hey, man, I know we're going to see you up here all throughout the season, but before we let you go, anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, special thanks to Scott Lester, Auto Image Solutions. Appreciate them putting up everything that they got going here, sponsorships, and thanks to Chris Roberts for putting it on. Thanks to anybody else that may be contributing in any way, and rest in peace, Kyle Busch.
All right, brother, we'll have a good rest of the weekend, and we'll see you again next Tuesday night.
All right, man, appreciate it.
You bet. All right, let's get second place. I'm assuming this is Jeremy. We just got up into the booth. It's Jay-Z on my Discord. Is that you, Jeremy?
That's me.
What a great guess. I should be a detective. Hey, man, great run tonight, man. You looked really good. You didn't qualify well, but you paid for it once you got into race trim. Kind of tell us how the night went on from your point of view.
Well, I had to download one of these cars about 3 minutes before the server closed for practice. I got 3 laps of practice and kind of went from there and learned throughout the night. So as rookie can be with these. So I told Chris and them, it was kind of blessing to be running at the back early, so I could just figure out what these things wanted and what it needed and what this track wanted, because it's unique for sure. Very different ends, and once we got rolling there, I could tell that everybody was driving really, really hard, and I had saved a lot, so I was able to get better track position until the green flag stopped. And unfortunately, the leader was just too far out there. So if I do more of these, and hopefully I can get track position to start the night and give that guy a run for his money.
Well, you looked really good out there. You get up in that battle there with Chris and Josh there for quite a while there. Kind of the fun thing here, a track like Kentucky, there's just so many places to go out on the racetrack. Even if the car was a little tight on you, could chase it up the racetrack, and it just gave you almost a better run off the top of the corner.
Yeah, I noticed a lot of guys really over driving entry, especially 3 and 4. So my thought was on that. Well, if everyone's going to overdrive entry, I'll just kind of let them do that and see if I can get the car woed down. And if I had enough right front left, I'd get the thing to turn and drive off the corner. And that's kind of what worked to get me into, better track position there with Chris. And I want to say Josh, we were 3 wide. I'm sure it was hopefully it was fun for y'all, because Randall was just gone in his own area code. So hopefully y'all had some fun calling that 3 wide battle, because I can't believe Chris didn't junk us all, because that's what he does. So
Hell yeah.
he's super good at doing that. But he didn't tonight. That was a lot of fun. That battle was fun. So hopefully it looked good on the broadcast.
Well, unfortunately for Randall, what happens when you run out that far in front, you don't get on the camera very much. So we focused pretty much on that battle for about a second on back. But yeah, you guys put on one hell of a show. I really appreciate it. But hey, man, we're gonna be back next week at Iowa. You're gonna get yourself a little more. Hopefully, maybe find some time to get some practice in here with these things before then.
Probably not. I got so much going on, real life racing, doing photography, and I do a cup league on Wednesday nights. That'll be tomorrow at Charlotte, and then there's dirt racing on surrounding all that. So I'm a dirt racer. I don't race these things. I don't know what I'm doing. But I don't know. I like Iowa. I don't think I need a ton of practice. Once you kind of get the feel for these, they kind of just feel like faster trucks. I mean, they steer weird, they handle weird, they brake weird. Certainly not like the Cup car. Everything just feels loose. I don't know how to explain what I'm saying there, but I think I know Iowa well enough that I can get the hang of it pretty quick.
Well, the nice thing with these cars, it just feels like you can just really let them. I'm with you though, Jeremy. I'm an old dirt track racer. I drove dirt track for about 25 years, so I'm with you. I'm kind of still learning all this NASCAR stuff as well. But it just kind of feels like with these cars, you can just kind of let them roll down in the corner, which it looks like you guys were doing a lot here tonight. And I think that's probably about the same thing you're going to see next week at Iowa. But hey, man, congratulations on a fantastic run tonight. I know we're going to see you some more before the season's out. But anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Well, not really, because I don't have a team, and I just found a Trading Paints paint for tonight. I don't even know what it was. It just looked cool. So
It looks good.
I'll shout out Chris for kind of running this deal and getting sponsorship to have it host broadcast. So I'll have to go back and watch this thing. So appreciate you all doing this, and hopefully keep the car counts high, and we can put on a good show for you guys.
All right, brother. You guys put on a good show tonight. We're going to see you next time. Have a good night.
Thank you, you too.
All right. And then already in the booth, third place finisher, Chris Roberts. Hey, man, you look really good. I know you were saying you want to get a new paint job on that 93, but damn, brother, that looks sharp.
Yeah, that's another one of those nice trading paint schemes I found. I like it. I might just have to throw DOB logos on it somewhere, but it does the job.
Well, you look really good out there now. I thought you might have had something for Randall there early. You were hanging with him, but once we kind of got cycled through that pit stop, he was just able to drive off away. Do you think there's any adjustments you could have made anywhere would have made any difference?
That restart. Unfortunately, I heard he was starting in first. I restarted in second. I know it gives him a great launch, but you got to shift right away. But he had Scott, one of his teammates, right in line with him, so he kind of like all the guys fuss about on the dirt side. He got the team countdown for the restart, and that done left me in a hole there where I was battling, and just by the time I got clear of Scott and was trying to get by Josh, his tires were done used up, and Randall was gone. So, yeah.
Well, you guys, even though Randall was kind of checked out, you guys put on a great show there for a second. I mean, it was between you and Jeremy. Joshua got himself up in there. Adam was up there for a while. Scott Lester made a good charge, but I think he might have used his stuff up early, kind of fell off the pace there towards the end. But we got some dirt track guys out here running good tonight with Jeremy. Josh's up right up in there as well. You guys put on the show.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of fun. That's I kind of wish I would have pitted about a lap or two earlier. I was looking at it. I still had about 3.5 laps of fuel left, but my tires were freaking gone, and I was like, man, if I can come in short pit these guys, I can maybe even jump ahead of Randall. And the lap I pitted, Randall pitted too, so I lost ground getting on pit road. But last time I was in a race with him, me and Josh both got busted for speeding not getting on pit road, so I played that a little safe, and it it worked out. I was able to jump everybody who had passed me there during that run and get back into the battle for second. So Randall's going to be the one to beat all season long. Hopefully we can get it done at some point, because that first, 25, 30 laps, I was right there on his tail. So
Yeah,
just restart screwed me.
yeah, Giovanni looked like he was right there with you guys as well. And I don't know what quite happened to him. He kind of struggled, got caught back there, but ended up out of the top 10. But man, you guys put on a good show. It was a fun race for the first night. We got 6 more weeks of this. How you feeling about the car counts going forward? We had 19 guys show up. 18 actually took the green flag. Unfortunately, the winner to the hot dog stand was our good friend Dustin Big Money Sargent in the 77. Only got a few laps in here tonight, but you guys put on a great race, man. I'm really looking forward to Tuesday nights going forward. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, 18, nice strong count to start the season off. Hopefully we can maybe build on that. Get some more out here. It'd be cool to be up around 30. We'll start a max of 40, so there's still plenty of room. I was really interested to see how that alternate strategy was going to work out for those guys that pitted under that yellow. Gio was right there with me and Randall in that first run when he pitted, and I thought we'd see him come back up through, but he said he's a dirt guy like most of us, and those races are a little shorter, and he had to make a pit stop himself in the middle of that race. So
I kind of wondered that.
screwed his alternate strategy up there. But yeah, we put on a good show. I mean, that's like old Josh was saying. If we're gonna be back here running for second, we might as well make it look good.
No doubt, man. Well, before we get you out of here, anybody you want to give a thank? Anybody else you want to give a thanks to?
I just got to thank Auto Image Solutions there, Scott, for stepping up, coming on board as a sponsor. We've been running his fun little truck deal on Sunday nights, and we started talking about this deal, and he said he'd come on board and sponsor it. So thanks to that. Thanks to you for continuing on Tuesday nights with us. Thanks to everybody that showed up. And like I've told everybody in a couple posts and tonight, if this series works out good, we'll keep it going in the fall. It'll probably just move to a Sunday night deal, because Tuesday through Thursday is all dirt stuff. So hopefully we can keep it going this fall too and build on this season.
All right, brother. Well, thanks for having us here. It's always a joy covering your guys' series. We're going to have to get back to doing some dirt racing. I've been doing way too much pavement stuff here in the last few weeks, so hopefully we get back to some more sprint cars and modified stuff somewhere. But good job there out there tonight, coming home with the podium. We're going to be back here in about a half an hour. Let's see here. Let's pull up our other schedule we got going on. So actually, you know what? Before we get into that, let's take a look at our full results here tonight for the Dirty Old Bastards here at Kentucky. Randall Fox coming home with a win, 11.9 seconds, almost 12 seconds back to second place. Jeremy Zarfos, Chris Roberts there in third. Matt Eddy with a great run up to fourth. Adam Buchanan fifth. Joshua Pickle in sixth. Scott Lester seventh. Jesse Lentz started outside their front row, struggled early, fell back to eighth. Zach Hollinger in ninth. Trevor Hignett rounds out our top 10. It's Michael Tallman started in 6th, fell back to 11th. Giovanni Mungeon in 12th. Gary Buchanan 13th. Chad Cottery in the 14th spot. Tyler Henselman got involved in a couple incidents. He ends up 42 laps down in the 21 and 15 spot. Kevin Bailey in 16th. J. Lowe, Jonathan Lowe in 17th. And Dustin Sargent in the 18th spot. And Nicholas Lunsford did not take the green flag. Fox led 78 laps. Hard charger of the race was Zarfos. He started in 14th, made 12 spots up. Fastest lap of the race was Giovanni Mungeon, ended at 30.667. That is going to be our full results here for Kentucky as we take a look at our podium here one more time. But we said we're going to be back here in about 29 minutes now, about 30 minutes for the Western Racing League Truck Series at Nashville. Do not miss that one. They're going to put on a good show. Really want to appreciate you, everybody joining us here tonight for the first round of the Dirty Old Bastards Arca Series. So from all of us here at DRSN, thanks for choosing to spend your evening with us Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any more action. But I'm Chris Murphy saying keep it smooth, keep it smart, and if you can't do that, at least keep it entertaining for the folks at home. We're going to see you next time. Good night.